Good morning and welcome to the workshop. Today I'm going to be making a knife, a Native American paleo style knife. It's not so much a tutorial, more a video of just the process, how I go about doing it, how I finish the actual handle with wrap, sinew, hide glue, all of those things that encompass making a final product. Now, some of the techniques you're going to see are traditional, some of them not so much. You're about to get a glimpse into the wonderful world of paleo style dagger making, so stay tuned and enjoy the video. According to the archaeological record, the materials that our ancestors used to make knives was very wide and varied. They would have only been able to use what they had available at the time. Now we're lucky in the modern world in that we essentially have access to everything at all times. In the UK, I'm very lucky that I have access to some beautiful red deer horn, but today I think I'm going to go with wood. Now we have just an ordinary pine handle. It's actually a hammer handle. Thinking about giving this Blackthorn branch a go. I've never used it before in making a handle. It's quite gnarly, but I can shape it to how I need it just through cutting essentially and sanding. But we can give it a go. We might even leave some of this bark on, as it does look quite nice. We'll just see. We'll give this a go, and if it doesn't work the way I want it to, doesn't have the feel, I'll go back to the pine handle. As for the blade, I've already napped out a rather beautiful silver sheen obsidian point. I will be doing videos on how I make these later on. The only thing left to add to this is a gutting hook once I have the handle fitted to ensure that it looks right, everything's in line. Okay, so let's try shaping the handle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pick the point in which I think it would be best to hold it. Okay, so the next step is to actually make the slot in which the blade is going to go in. Now, as I said, traditionally it would have been flint that was used to carve the wood down, which we could do even with the blade, but it will dull it and it may even break it. So it makes more sense for now for us to use the saw and to get in a nice little V. Now we're quite lucky that this piece is rounded fairly well. It feels comfortable any way that I hold it. Sometimes horn or branches are shaped in a particular way that only feel comfortable one way holding them, so the blade has to be in a very particular position. But I'm lucky with this. I can pretty much put it where I want. I already have an idea of where I want to go. I've marked it with my fingernail. Let's give it a go. So we've got the notch cut in the wood itself, sanded it down a little bit. Now, here's our blade. It's time for the fit. It fits rather lovely. Okay, so now we come to the actual napping part of the video. The only thing we're going to add is a gutting hook to the very bottom part of this blade. I have two tools here, a copper nail and a horseshoe nail. And each of these will go into helping me create this gutting hook edge. So let's get on with it. I think the edge is there now. So there's the gutting hook. We'll try a little pre-fitting. See how it looks. And that looks quite nice. So now that we have our handle prepared and our blade finished, it's time to put the two together using sinew, hide glue and resin. So we have all of our materials here. We have the handle and we've also tapered the front edge, the leading front, so that way it looks the part as it did all those years ago. Our blade, already prepped and finished. It's our very own resin glue that I made using everything local. I will do a tutorial video on how to do this soon, so stay tuned. But as for now, we're just going to use it for this knife. We have some sinew, and last but not least, already prepared hide glue. And I will do another video on this as well. So traditionally, a fire would have been lit here in order to prepare the resin. But we don't have traditional right now, so we're just going to use this blowtorch. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to heat up the blade. This is to make sure that it's not cold when the resin comes into contact with it and it doesn't set instantly. And now into the handle it goes. Gently does it. Bring it round. As you can see, we now have the blade itself fit quite nicely into the handle. Now in order to secure this even more so, we're going to use some sinew. Now we have a little dollop of hide glue here to start off with. It's going to get very sticky now. Stick it on the underside. We're going to wrap it as tight as we can possibly pull it. Making sure that it's nice and neat. And over time, the sinew will harden. It will actually contract. And it's going to pull the blade and the handle closer together to ensure that ultra tight grip that we need. Finalizing this wrap here with this hide glue. But once it's dry, it's pretty solid. So there's the finished piece. All that's left to do with this now is to sign it and possibly seal the ends. And there we have the process from start to finish on how to make a paleo/Native American style dagger. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and click the little bell notification icon to get updates from me in the future. Thank you very much. See you soon.